Equity markets then, and they completely ignored that number of 5.5% as a GDP reading, which in fact surpassed the expectations of 5.2%, which is what most of the analysts were working with. Broader markets comparatively saw a better performance but ended very flat in the session. Let's pull out some of the sectoral movers. It was metals as well as power and the oil and gas sectors. All of them in fact ended deep in the red by the end of the day. It was the pharma sector which eked out again. Pull up some of the big index losers then. Hero MotoCorp was down and out. BPCL suffered quite a bit and through this entire series as well. Kotak Mahindra Bank, most of the private banking names also now coming in the fray given all of the asset quality concerns building up. And IDFC, that has been battered all throughout, ended at 134. But how did the F&O session pan out today? Let's take it straight to Navneet Saluja. She joins us from our research desk with the latest. Navneet.
It was not a good start to the September series. If you look at the closing of the September futures, they closed below the 5300 levels at 52.86. The premium 2 on the futures have contracted to just about 28 points. Now, in terms of participation, the turnover was pretty okay considering it was the first day of the new series. So we did about 88,000 crore of turnover on NSE. If you look at the options data, quite alarming because the PCR has slipped to below the levels of 1 at about 0.91. Huge amount of call writing was witnessed today and throughout this week actually. If you look at strikes like 5400, that added about 13 lakh shares. 5500 call strike added 12 lakh shares. On the put side, it was 4900 and 5000 put strikes which were very active today, with 4900 adding about 10 lakh shares and 5000 adding about 15 lakh shares. On the stock futures front, among the Nifty gainers, you had Bharti Airtel and Cipla where fresh long positions were seen, and you had Hero MotoCorp, BPCL, Reliance which were under pressure, so fresh shorts were being built up there. From the banking side, you had Kotak Mahindra Bank and Axis Bank which were down in today's trading session, so fresh shorts were seen there. And from the mid-cap space, you had MTNL and IFCI which were down and about in today's trading session. Fresh shorts were seen there, and you had Adani Power which was up in today's trading session. So on the future side, we saw fresh long positions being built up there.
Thanks for that, Navneet. Let's move away from that and talk about some of the stocks in news. In fact, BHEL was under quite a bit of pressure. There was a bit of news on it. So the government has put the stake sale on hold as of now on account of the market conditions. South Indian Bank, that counter saw a little bit of a drubbing on the back of some negative news, but then managed to scale up, although ended in the red off by just about 1%. In fact, 2 employees have been found involved in a fraud of close to 34 crores and they have been combined with third-party borrowers to defraud the bank. So that's a bit of negative news on that company. NTPC, the counter was down by close to 1.9% as it cut the capex on account of uncertainty over coal supply. Now, they plan to cut their investment size by 50,000 crores and they had earlier planned an investment of close to 2 lakh crore rupees for 2013 to 2017. RCF got a good boost in the session as it did announce plans to expand the capacity of its urea unit at its plant in Maharashtra with an investment of close to 4,000 crore rupees. The stocks in news, you had JSW Steel as well as JSW Ispat. Remember, they were smashed in today's session. Some amount of recovery is what you saw. The board, remember, is going to meet on the 1st of September in order to discuss business restructuring as well as the merger of both the companies. MTNL, that counter has fallen flat on its face post those block deals yesterday. Today, the company came out and said that they will be leasing out company land in order to raise revenues, and the target is to raise 100 crore rupees per year via leasing their land. But the stock on everyone's radar, and this was truly an ET Now impact. Gujarat Apollo, take a look at the kind of traction that you witnessed in intraday trade. The counter went on to close higher by 14% after touching a level of 20% in intraday trade. As the promoters are looking to exit the company, they might consider delisting. Some names like Volvo, Aman, Caterpillar are in the race to buy promoters' stake. And the deal is likely to happen at a price of 245 to 275 rupees per share. And that is source-based information. IGL saw a bit of a negative impact as the Supreme Court will hear the IGL versus PNGRB case in November, and the Supreme Court is seeking more details from PNGRB on tariff from other CGD companies.